Anyway, I believe it's the 17th of Yayoi, yes?
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Sounds about right. Yep.
Early in the morning. We've not been to sleep.
I think you have.
I don't think we have. We stayed up all night, didn't we?
Actually, yes, you could be right.
Yeah, we've not been to sleep. Well, or we have for like a very little bit, because then it all happened in the middle of the night.
We rescued Gyomo, and then there was a gentleman got killed.
Yeah, all sorts of shenanigans. Yeah, okay. Right, in which case, we shall say you get some sleep and we'll proceed to midday. Is that good enough?
Okay.
Yep.
Well, if you get that far. Right, would one of you care to roll a d20?
I'll get the first one. 8.
When you wake up very late in the morning, as it were, you're mainly awoken because the atmosphere's become very heavy and dense, as if there was a great storm approaching. This is rapidly, you rapidly come to the conclusion this is correct, as you start to hear big fat drops of rain splat against the ground. And within about half an hour, it's coming down stair rods. It's almost a continuous sheet of water. And you think, where's this come from?
Is this time of year we'd expect storms? Or is this very, very unusual?
You wouldn't be expecting a storm of this magnitude. Heavy rain, yes, but this is a proper winter-style storm, with thunder and lightning. And
a supernatural storm.
Yo-yo is the summer, isn't it?
Well, it's the end of spring, start of summer, yes. And you can see people running around, putting up tarps, or attempting to. And within about an hour, the streets are a sea of mud.
Is the storm coming from, which direction is it coming from? Mountains, the sea, or?
Mountains, I bet.
When I find my map, I'll let you know.
Yep.
Do you know what? I've just realised I don't have the Bushido character sheet thing open yet.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Yep,
It's coming from the south. So it's come up the river, not up the river, but across the plains, and that sort of thing.
Right, okay. Slightly less worried. I was thinking it was coming out to the mountains, but it's not.
Well, at least it isn't at the moment. So you have to huddle down and that. And the storm lasts.
Once I go to the pub.
Best place to be.
Okay, you get.
Not be going anywhere today, will we? So.
No.
You get. Right. Okay. Ite says he's going to one of the bars and he disappears off. And you get quite wet going there. I mean, you're not totally soaked because you do have a straw hat and a raincoat. And everybody, when you get to the pub, everybody's muttering and mumbling and moaning about the fact that where's this storm come from? It's unnatural, it's unreasonable, it's unseasonable. We can't go out in the fields. And there's other people going, yeah, great, it's a day off work, isn't it? Good afternoon, Mr. Waring.
Afternoon, Dave. Joining us from holiday.
Good afternoon, Sensei.
Are you joining us from holiday, Dave?
Oh, it's lovely out here.
Oh, the
nice
dedication.
and restful.
Nice.
Busy doing nothing, working the whole day through.
We could soon change that.
Yeah, I understand I've been tortured.
You were.
I'm really, really sad.
No, you weren't tortured. We didn't do that at all.
We were very upset about it, and we put a stop to it. We sorted them out, Dave. We weren't very happy about it.
It wasn't torture, not strictly speaking.
They used fetters of truth on you.
Which is torture
Yeah.
without the physical consequences.
Yes.
Gyomo was, I should tell you, he was a little bit surprised that the Shugenja managed to get you to talk using fetters of truth, because he appeared to utterly ignore your magic resistance.
Yes, well, quite why that was, I don't know, but all I can think is the Buddhas wanted it to happen. Either that or the priests had something to do with it, if they were priests. And if they were priests, I'm very sorry for them.
They were not priests.
You're fairly certain that the people who were talking to you were not priests. They may have been acting like it, but no, because if they were, they weren't classic Buddhist priests, shall we say?
Well, if they were priests, I'm sorry for them because they basically polluted themselves.
Yeah, well, indeed. Anyway, they were asking you, they were asking you questions. Hold on, Nick.
Yeah.
They were asking questions about the 3 priests who you took from the temple to Taido, and who came back on under their own steam.
Well, yes, I can tell them I was very grateful for them coming because I couldn't have handled all those funerals by myself.
Yeah. Well, they seem to be more concerned with the fact that they hadn't turned up.
Yes, yeah.
They were
Really?
accusing you of having something to do with it.
Well, no. Thankfully, the deaths had appeared to come to an end, so therefore there was no longer any need for them to stay.
Yeah,
So yes, they left.
You managed to convince them that was the case, and this was when Ite and your friends turned up mob-handed, and effectively said, "Hand him over or else." So they just left. They left a guy called Harukai, who's the man who come to collect you. And again, you're certain that he's not actually a priest because he's not built like one. Okay, there's a little bit more.
Right.
But anyway, it's the next day. You slept. You greeted the dawn, then you went back to bed because you were completely knackered. And it's now pelting it down with rain. Okay, and Ite has decided to go to the pub because you're not.
Okay. Well, I asked him to keep an eye out for any tales of the Cherry Temple. I mean, was the torture within the Cherry Temple or in a building on its grounds?
It was in a building on the grounds.
In a building on its grounds. It wasn't actually in the main temple.
It was in an outhouse, Dave. They had you sat on the toilet, mate. Bastards.
Well, I think I need to go and speak to the abbot of the Cherry Temple because he may not be aware that there is pollution within the boundaries of the temple fences.
That is not a problem. Okay. Well, you get up, I say, having gone to bed late, but having greeted the dawn, so you got your full pack, and you wander out, and as I say, it's coming down stair rods, and if you didn't have to go to visit the abbot, you probably wouldn't want to go outside. Although you can stay and wait for it to pass, assuming it does.
Well, this is important. I mean, if pollution is left unchecked, it could spread.
Okay. Okay, you make your way towards the cherry tree. Okay.
I'll go with him. I'm not letting him go on his own back to that place.
I mean, who do I know who temple is dedicated to?
Oh, the temple's dedicated to Kwanon.
Ah, right, fine.
Tetsu's going to go with you, Gyomo.
Okay. Well, I will tell the others where I'm going and explain why.
That's not a problem. Okay, I'll go back to Ite briefly. You get to the pub. Do you intend getting absolutely blotto?
Oh, let's have a look. Probably not. But let's see how we get on.
You roll for it.
Oh dear.
No. Just a few casual drinks and a bit of earwigging to see if anything interesting is
Just
going
be careful, remember what happened last time. You got somebody roofied you and stole your clothes and did crimes dressed as you.
on. Well, I'm not getting drunk this time.
Okay. Well, basically, I say a lot of the locals think this storm's unseasonal, and it's come from an odd direction. They'd have expected it to come from the north or northeast, not the south. Pardon me. Other than that, well, they're talking about the strange goings on at the Cherry Temple last night, where people were coming and going at all hours, and it would appear that one of the locals was on night duty, and he got booted out by these over-officious priests, as he calls them.
Well, I'll take an interest in the conversation and add some more information out of them.
Okay, well, well, he says between you, me, and the gatepost, I think these were the Emperor's spies. He says.
Ooh, interesting. How much makes you think that?
Well, they were far too posh and well educated to be local samurai. He says, begging no one's pardon. And well, one of them, he took a handkerchief to wipe his nose out of his pocket, and he got the Imperial mon on it.
Ooh, wow. Oh, that's very interesting.
Why they should be interested in the cherry tree? After all, it's the temple to Kwannon, the goddess of peace and motherhood and fertility and all that. I tried to question the man in charge, but he gave me the sort of look that made me think, no, I don't want to be wrapped over the head by that bow stuff, if that's actually what it was, he says.
No, I think you're all right there, mate. You don't want to get involved with an Imperial types if you can help it.
Yeah, anyway, let me buy you another drink. Make another Will Sing
Carrots, defense, galore.
Yes, I've gone there. I think, that's a good idea.
Okay, well, the last thing you remember is having your 6th or 7th sake, and you pass out.
Now you've got no trousers on.
If it was only that. Okay, Gyomo and Tetsu wander out into the rain, okay, and it's tipping it down. And can I have wit saving throws from the pair of you?
Oh, you'd be lucky.
Okay,
no.
I'm
Came
going to
off
have to
that too.
change screens on my tablet, so if I drop out of Discord, I'll have to log back in again. So just give me a chance to try and do this.
Can always roll for you if it's going to be easier, Dave.
Yeah, if you want to roll for me, because I need to open roll 20 first.
I rolled a 12, which was a fail for
Don't
me.
worry about it.
Dave has rolled a 19. Sorry, Dave.
Makes it easy. Okay. Well, you've been walking for about 10 minutes, and you go.
No, I haven't been walking for 10 minutes. 10 minutes would take us kind of halfway to the next village.
As I say, you've been walking for about 10 minutes, and you realise something odd has happened. You can tell it's odd because you've just stumbled across Ite lying in the middle of the road, face up, covered in water and that, and he stinks of alcohol.
Passed out in the street.
You go, where's he come from? Right? Yeah,
Well, he was still in the room when we left 10 minutes ago.
I know, he'd actually already left. He left before you.
Yeah, no, he's went to the pub.
Oh, right.
Not the first time he's done this, Gyomo. He likes a drink.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's good for the health to let things go occasionally. But yeah, excess is not always a good thing. So, well, let us take him to the temple. And,
You know what? I just take him back to
corner.
his room at the inn first, Gyomo, and then we'll continue without him. Might be easier.
Well, it might be that the good vibrations from the feelings of
The temple.
calm, etc., from the temple may help him in
Sober him
his
up a
quest.
bit, maybe. I like your thinking.
I will point out that this time he doesn't appear to have been robbed, okay? He's still got all his clothes on, although they are, of course, quite wet.
That's better than last time.
Okay,
What,
you proceed.
what season is it?
Late spring, early summer.
Okay, so the temperature is warm. It's not going to be suffering from exposure.
It's not going to get pneumonia. No.
Okay, this is unnatural rain, so it may be due to Shugenja or other influences, but it's unlikely to cause exposure. So let us take him to the temple and
You're in charge.
he can recover.
You're in charge.
Okay,
Actually, which have I lost my way? Which direction is the temple from here? Have a look around. Are we where I think we should be, or have I been so engrossed in my thoughts as to what I'm going to say to the abbot that I've lost my way?
you appear to have lost your way, sir.
Oh. Well, let's peer around and see if we can figure out precisely where we are in this village, or indeed out of this village.
Well, you're in a town called Kogas, but I can understand. Well, if you didn't know any better, you would have said that that little pagoda you can just about make out through the heavy rain, which is getting slightly lighter, is the Temple of Silence.
Ah, well, that's where I worked for a while making potions, wasn't it?
No, you got the wrong town. That was in Yedo. No, but doesn't matter.
Oh, that was in Yedo. My apologies.
And you're aware that this temple is to the Amida Buddha. And you go, well, if that's that, then we need to go this way. And eventually you reorient yourself and you make your way to the Cherry Temple.
Okay.
You get there, and you're immediately struck by the fact that this is not the Cherry Temple because there's no cherry trees. In fact, the large temple that used to be there has shrunk quite a lot. Yeah. It's now a single building, about 40 foot square and about 60 foot high.
Now, do I notice that it's different as well? Because I was here before.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, this is so obviously different that you do notice it, yes.
Gyomo, what trickery is this then?
I do not know.
Can I do a little magic detection to see if there's like a magical illusion over it or something? I think an 8 does it.
How much does it make your magic roll by?
My magic roll for detect magic 11, so I make it by 3.
Okay, you're aware that there was some resistance to your detect magic, but you've overcome it, and yes, the area is intensely magical.
Okay, now that doesn't cost any points off my magic stores, does it? What I'll do then is I'm going to do a...
No, detect magic doesn't, but magic analysis costs you 1 per TDL turn.
Well, that's what I wanted to do next, was magic analysis to see if I can learn any more about it.
Make another magic roll then.
Okay. Well, makes it by loads.
I think you might be spending the next 10 minutes going through the various things you just spotted.
Right, let me. Its power used is 1, so I've used 4 power today.
Right, the dominant school is soil, and the spell is the end of sorcery.
What do I know about that?
I'm pretty sure I know, but I'm a priest. I don't know these things.
Right, the end of sorcery blocks all spells in and out.
Blocks all spells in and out.
Yes, essentially, it's effectively D&D anti-magic field, only a bit more powerful. Good afternoon, Brian, or good
Afternoon,
morning to
Brian.
you.
Morning, Brian, yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Right, before I carry on with Tetsu and that, I shall deal with Hatsu and Yuko. Okay. On the 17th, which is yesterday, you spent so long up that you greeted the dawn before you went to bed, and you then went to bed and got up approximately midday to find that it was coming down stair rods. There was an unseasonable storm. Ite decided he'd go to a pub and have a few drinks. Gyomo and Tetsu decided to go back to the Cherry Temple where all the shenanigans occurred last night to just talk to the abbot. Okay?
Right.
So what does Hatsu intend doing? I mean, you can go with Gyomo if you wish. It's not impossible.
Yeah, she'd probably follow along. She'd want to know what's going on.
Okay, in which case you and Yuko follow. That's fine. So you become aware that you appear to have got lost going to the temple, which is a bit surprising because it's not that far away. And you stumble across Ite's drunken body lying in the street, face up. This instance, he's not been robbed or anything. You pick him up, you reorient yourself using the silent temple, and make your way to where you think the Cherry Temple should be, which is the temple to Kwano. When you get there, it's quite obvious that something odd has happened, because the very large temple that it used to be is shrunk down to a very small temple. Tetsu performs a detect and analyze magic, and he's just learned that the area is protected by the end of sorcery spell from the School of Soil. And as I say, this is a bit like the anti-magic shell or anti-magic field you get in other games. It stops spells from coming in and out, or at least it attempts to. Okay. So you're now all 5 of you together.
Although one of us is somewhat unconscious with drink at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love E.T., great character.
Oh, he is, yeah. Oh, he likes it.
Every group needs a drunken motherfucker.
No, not every group, no. Anyway, this to Tetsu is somewhat surprising, okay?
Yeah, so I'm going to explain to Gyomo and to Tetsu what I've learned from that magic analysis and tell them about how it is an illusion or how it is a magic thing. No, so it didn't tell me how it was huge and now it's small, actually. That just told me that it stopped spells going in and out. That'd be something else, that illusion. So I guess there was an illusion on it that isn't on it now, because I didn't pick that up
does
with my detection, did I?
Does the magic cover the whole of the temple precinct, Tetsu?
Does it, Games Master?
As far as you can tell, it does.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is where we came yesterday?
I wish I could say I was sure, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure of anything these days, Gyomo. Everything's a little bit strange. People aren't who they seem. buildings aren't what they seem to be. It was different when I was here before.
Gyomo-san, says Yuko.
Yes, Yuko-san?
Perhaps dissolution of illusions?
I was considering this. Yes. I will meditate gently to myself.
Is there anything? Sorry. Is there anything that Hatsu wants to do? Nick can make snoring noises if he wishes.
Either totally zonked out snoring, or maybe slightly conscious and probably start singing.
Even better.
Singing 40 songs.
Yeah, I can't think of anything right now. So.
Okay.
I shall stand at the gates and dissolve illusions.
Go for it.
I don't need to. There's no BCS. For a range of 10 yards, any illusions will dissolve.
Nothing changes. The rain is still coming down, although not quite as heavy as it was. But everything appears to be what you see.
Yeah. I will say to my Shugenja friends that certainly close up, there do not appear to be any illusions in place.
Yeah, I think there was previously and now isn't.
There may well have been an
Yeah, I
previous.
think so.
Yes. Thinking back, would the building that I was taken to and that they went to be outside the temple precinct? In other words, outside the outer wall?
No, it was inside the inner wall, but not actually on what would be considered to be the temple ground. So if you like, on the
Yes,
garden.
but the question is, you say the temple's a lot smaller. Are the temple grounds also smaller to scale? In which case, the supposed building...
It's just the building that's shrunk, as far as you can tell.
It's got a bigger yard and smaller building now, whereas before it had a bigger building and smaller yard, right?
Yeah, that's
So a
right.
bigger building was
Okay.
filling the same size of space.
Is there a tree or something that will give me a little bit of shelter from the rain?
Yes, there are enough trees that you can shelter from the rain if you wish.
I shall move underneath so the rain won't distract me, and I shall attempt to perceive truth.
Go for
Would
it.
someone please roll me a BCS?
Yeah, hopefully I'll do better than last time for you, mate.
Well, you can't do much work.
I can do exactly the same and roll him another 19 though, sorry mate.
This rain is really distracting me. I shall attempt again.
Someone else roll the next one for him. I feel bad to getting 2 19s in a row.
Okay, I got it.
Cheers, Brian.
How's a
Hey,
1?
hey, there you go. How's a 1 for you, Dave?
Well, that would make it by 10.
I can go off people, you know.
So perceived truth will see through any magical effect that hides reality. Line of sight. It's not just range. So as far as I can see through this falling rain.
Everything is as it appears to be.
Mm-hmm.
There are no illusions or duplicity going on at the moment.
Very good.
However,
I shall.
hold on. However,
Big however.
you are a little upset by the very large reptilian serpent-like creature with 4 legs and wings, who appears to be circling in the air above the temple.
Excuse me, say that again. A big reptilian creature with what? It's flying above us.
4 legs and wings. Yeah, it's flying
Oh.
above the temple in a circle.
What the...
What the fuck, indeed. Do I know any, have I ever heard of anything like this in the
Genja are
stories? Or
surprised when I stopped looking at the temple and looked straight up.
Yes. Would they both care to make a wit saving throw?
I should try. 5. I'm pretty sure that makes it. Let me double check. Wit saving throw. Yeah, it makes it by 4.
Mine makes it by 7.
Okay, now that Gyomo has drawn your attention to this flying creature, you can actually see it.
Oh shit. Have I ever heard of anything like this in the stories or anything? Read about it?
Well, that's either an incredibly large Tatsu, or it's a dragon. And you're inclined to think it's the latter, in actual fact.
Oh.
I will bow politely and call up. Greeting, may I inquire your purpose at the temple?
Wow.
Its smooth flight hiccups slightly, and then it turns to come down, and it comes and lands. And as it lands, it morphs into a middle-aged lady.
Oh.
I bow deeply and thank her for gracing the temple with her presence.
Do you recognise her at all?
I don't suppose that anybody's rushed out of the temple at all, he says, hopefully. This is above my pay grade.
You could see me, he says.
Yes, mistress. I was seeking information about something strange that had happened at the temple. It was not to see you personally.
Gyomo-san. Yes, that's who you are, isn't it?
I looked shocked and surprised. I bow deeply.
You, Hatsu-san, she says, looking at Hatsu. So you must be Tetsu.
Yes, I am. And I bow very deeply.
You are Yuko of the Four, are you not? Yes, my lady, says Yuko. So that would make this Ite the Drunk. Yes, of course.
I try to typo a little.
Bow again. You have the advantage of all of us, mistress.
Yes.
May I inquire your purpose at the temple? Are you here to seek guidance of the Buddhas? I'm pushing it here a bit.
I'm staying quiet here. You're the leader.
I am really, really kind of sad about my lack of knowledge of Japanese classics at this point.
My apologies to you all. I am Nishi, she said.
Greetings, Nishi-sama.
Nishi means west.
Is that Nishi?
Greetings, Nishi-sama.
Yes, I was asked to transport this temple to a location which I think I've got right by the lady herself.
The Lady Kwanan.
Oh, no, the Lady Amaterasu.
I see. And to what purpose, mistress?
I was informed that a group of heroes would need the temple's help. Ite's starting to wake up, and he thinks he's having a nightmare because it looks like he's a walking great. Everything's changed. He's not where he went to sleep, and he's just beginning to wake.
I start looking around in all directions, see if I
Yeah.
can spot a group of heroes.
Only a dream. I'm in a strange place with a
Um,
dragon.
No, there's no dragon here.
There's a woman I don't recognise.
Presumably she looks. Does she look bouquet,
In
or
this
does she look
instance, no,
Hymen?
she looks like Hymen.
Right. I have a surreptitious look around to see whether another 4 people have arrived that that didn't come with us, or are they still missing?
No, the 4 new ones have just turned up. They're looking somewhat shocked and surprised because what? And their leader, Coty, says, Gyomo-san, what's going on? Well, I was walking down the street and now I find myself here. I'm sorry, Tuzo-san. That was my doing. And who might you be? I am Nishi.
Nishi-sama is here at the directions of the Lady Amaterasu, Gyomo says, with kind of emphasis.
Well, the 4 new NPCs looked at you as if you had lost a screw or two and are shocked.
Not all as shocked as I am.
Your leader, says Nishi with emphasis on the word leader, speaks the truth.
I'm not going to get out of it, am I?
I don't think so.
What? What's that mean? Says Ban. Good Banshu, you know as much about this as I do. It can't possibly be right, he says. I don't know anything about it. Well, you and I are in the same boat then. I am only doing as ordered.
Nishi-sama,
He looks very confused.
am I right in thinking you are following the orders of the Kami Amaterasu?
Indeed, yes. After all, I am a Kami myself, and we all owe allegiance to the Lady of the Sun.
I apologize for any errors. I apologize in advance for any errors in manners that I may make, but sadly, my training has not been in the ways, as I'm sure she's aware.
And that is not a problem. Your training necessary for your function is in hand, or will be, she said. Now, you're all aware that the dragons are in actual fact Kami. Okay? Tatsu are
yes.
physical beings, but dragons are actually Kami. And in general terms, Kamis are the wind. So this would mean she's Kami of the West Wind.
Which might
Which would also
explain
make-
the rain.
Oh, indeed, yes. Anyway, please, let's just go into the temple, she says. It's wet out here, and you are getting very, very wet. You look at her, you think, you're not getting very wet at all, are you, dear? No, because I'm a dragon and I cheat, of course. So she leads you across the yard and into the temple. And you have a look.
Oh dear.
The inside of the temple is much bigger than it should be.
Oh.
Well, with the shock of what she said so far, my perceived truth has dropped automatically. I couldn't maintain concentration under that. So I will just accept it for what it is. It is what the Lady Kwanan wishes. I shall make the correct obeisances, prayers, whatever for temple, and look for the abbot and the other priests who are probably missing at the moment. Would I be right?
Well, when you enter the actual temple, there's nobody inside. However, although it's a lot bigger on the inside than you would expect from the outside dimensions, there is a large statue to Kwanan dominating the space, as there should be.
Okay, I shall make obeisance to the statue and say the appropriate prayers and
Welcome, my son, says a voice in your head.
Oh.
Appear to have learned your lesson. What can I do for you?
I ask for help for the souls of, and I give the name, 3 priests who I
Ah,
fear have been taken by the enemy. I ask for their guidance to their next life.
well, that is very kind of you. I have the souls of Eldama Haruchi, but I do not have that of Baku. Baku is in the hands of the enemy, she says. Now, if this is Kwanan, that's quite a statement, okay?
Oh yes. I thank her for her help and ask if there is anything I can do to be of service to her, knowing full well the answer is yes.
Indeed, you will be required to rescue Baku from imprisonment.
I bow deeply and thank her for the task.
Thank me when you finish it, she said.
Uh,
For the rest of it, you notice that Gyomo sort of goes into a trance the moment he steps into the main temple. And he sweats a bit, and then he snaps out of it. And you notice that Nishi's looking at him with interest. This is not something you really want to have if she's actually the Kami of the West Wing, because it doesn't bode well. Ah,
Dragon-
welcome back. Welcome back, Ite-san, says the lady Ite doesn't recognise.
Mm-hmm. What's going
You
on?
have a slight problem, do you not?
It's not a problem.
I see. Well, should you ever consider that it is a problem, call upon me and I'll be able to sort it out for you. For a
Alright.
price, of course.
Oh, you see, price is probably going to be too high.
I bow politely to Nishi and ask her where her mistress has asked her to move the temple to.
Oh, no, I was asked to move it to here so you could come inside it. She said.
So you could find it.
I haven't been asked to move it anywhere else as yet.
The temple's been brought to you, Gyomo.
Oh, no, Tetsu. No, Tetsu-san. It's been brought for all of you.
Oh.
Oh, try my best not to get lumped with this. The fate of the world is in your hands that Gyomo's got on his shoulders, but it seems it's on all of us. Like,
I think we're stuck with it.
yes, mate, I think so.
I thank her deeply for her efforts and trust that the mistress
I love Ite gets
will be
told.
happy with the result.
Ite gets told to stop drinking by our literal god, and he's like, "Nah, it's not a problem. It's fine."
Oh no, it's what eyes against master like.
I love it. I
Stand up.
absolutely love it. Ite is my favourite character.
I ask politely if it is possible to give us any news of the orb of her mistress Amaterasu. Is it
Why
still
would
within
you
her
be-
possession?
The orb in the possession of Amaterasu.
Yes.
As far as I'm aware, it is, says Nishi. I haven't heard that. Well, if it has been removed from her possession, she probably won't want to tell anybody about it. Excuse me, she says. And she then utters a prayer.
Oh dear.
There is a sort of ripping noise, and this young man and young woman turn up. Yes, grandmother, says the lady. I'm not your grandmother, says Nishi. In fact, strictly speaking, I'm no relation of yours at all. As you wish, grandmother, says the young boy, and you realise that they're going to call her grandmother whether she likes it or not. Be so good
Right.
as to inform me as to whether your mother has control of her orb.
Oh, I'm on the floor, bowing deeply.
So these are the children and the mother of what do you call that?
Why would you want? And why would
Amaterasu.
you want to know that? Well, this gentleman, she is pointing at Gyomo, has asked the question as to whether the orb is still in your mother's possession. The two look at each other. There's some sort of unspoken communication between the two. I believe that she has lost a copy of it, says the girl. A copy, says the... yes, grandmother.
I'm just waiting to be spoken to. I'm not speaking up.
Oh yeah. Nishi turns to Gyomo and says, well, it would appear that Armor, she says, believes that somebody has made a copy and or taken the original. I'm not sure which.
Thank her for the information and explain that on the night of dreams, Hatsu dreamt of throwing the orb of Hatsu at a six-armed demon that was blocking the way of him and six others in Yomi.
Mm-hmm. It is true.
I do not know who sent the dreams.
At this point, Tetsu wants to find somewhere to crawl in and hide, as all three of these beings look at you.
Oh, no.
Is this true, Tetsu-san?
Shaking, he says, yes, it's all true. I saw it in a dream.
I see. Did the six-armed demon look something like this? And a figure appears. This is obviously some form of illusion because you can see through it.
Yeah.
And you go,
Yes, I know. Do we all make fear saves?
And basically, this demon is about 10 foot tall. The upper half is that of a woman, the lower half is that of a snake. And indeed, she does have 6 arms, each of which is clutching some form of weapon.
Oof.
And it turns to look at Nishi, and it says, "Why have you summoned me?" At this point, Nishi recoils, going, "What?" And the young boy and girl step forward. "No one has summoned you," says the boy. "Begone back to your foul nest." And it turns around and it looks at him and says, "Oka, you do not have the power to dismiss me. There are not enough of you. I have been summoned."
My goddess has the to dismiss you. Go back to where you came from, says Gyomo from the ground.
Roll a d20.
Please roll a d20 for me. A 1 would be lovely.
What's his name?
Don't roll a 20.
Was that his name you said then? Oka. So that's the son of Amaterasu.
That's right. Okay, yes. The girl is called Armor and the boy is called Oka.
Would somebody please roll for a d20 for
I'll
Gyomo?
get it.
Yeah,
Hopefully-
you're not gonna like it.
Oh, have you already done it? Oh, okay. Oh, Brian, roll the 20, mate.
What?
Okay.
Right.
You attempt to dispel it, and it becomes solid.
Oh shit.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
The demon looks a bit surprised, very surprised at that.
I'm not surprised myself.
And while it's recovering from its surprise, Nishi's body transforms slightly, and she bites it and swallows it quickly.
I apologize, Nishi-sama, for my
Well, that-
impetuous act.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen, says Armor. Gyomo-san, please perceive the truth, she says.
And I get to do perceived truth again?
So-
Cleavers, would somebody roll another d20?
Not me.
I'll get this one. 16.
No. Failed by 5. Unless there's any bonuses for being in the Cherry Tree Temple.
You struggle and struggle, and then there's a popping noise, and this male voice says, "Damn, bugger it," as it were. And you can see standing behind the three Armor, Oka, and Nishi, you can see another figure. Only this one's a male figure, and he's dressed in black.
Okay.
And the three turn around and look at him and go, "Ha, gotcha." It's a fair cop. It's a fair cop. There's no need to get violent. Only doing what my lord ordered me to.
And do
Oh,
any
what?
of us recognize this?
Just a minute. Well, says Nishi, return to your master and tell him that if I find you again, I will eat you. Contract notwithstanding. Yes, milady, he says. He waves his hand and turns into vapor and disappears. You don't. None of you actually recognise the man, although you feel you might, or possibly should, except for Ite. Ite recognises him because he was the little old man you were talking to in the pub. Before you got so drunk you passed out. And he gave the name Neko Neko. Neko times. Right, do we have any devout Shintoists in the group?
Not me.
Right, the two Shugenja, yes?
No, not me, I said.
Oh, not you.
Yeah.
So just one. Okay, in that case, Hatsu is aware that Nishi is the Kami of the West Wind. Okay, so she's a dragon. Oka is one of the names given to the Kami of War. And that Armor is one of the daughters of the Lady Amaterasu. And that Oka and Armor are in actual fact married.
Brother and sister, and they're married.
No, they're not brother and sister. They're
Oh,
actually
okay.
married. Although they might call themselves brother and sister. They're not, strictly speaking, biologically related in that.
Right. Yeah, they're gods. They have families in weird, fucked up ways.
Oh yeah.
What was the,
It's
what was the name? What was the name of the old man? Not Neko Neko, the other name. If we knew it.
what you mean the man who just disappeared? His name is Neko Neko.
All right, so the name he gave me is the same as his real name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he wasn't expecting to get found out, you see. You know, he's arrogant like that. Nishi looks at the other two and says, shouldn't you be going? Oh, no, grandmother, says Arma. We are here to aid these people. Aid them in what way? The Lady Amaterasu has decided that they require extra training. It says. Extra training. Yes. Their Ronin leaders have all been slain by the enemy. And? They need training in etiquette and court manners and ethics of being a samurai and that sort of thing. And most of you go, oh no, we don't.
No, I don't. I'm not going to say no to a bit of free training from a literal god.
I see. So that is why Toranaga-san was here. Well, yes, we would rather hope that they would accept training from Toranaga-san, sorry, Ishido-san, rather than directly from us. Because it will mean that the enemy will not be allowed to train his men. How do you work that one? Because my mother has said so. And you can literally hear Nishi face palming herself. Okay, well, I shall go back to doing what I was supposed to be doing, which is to protect this place from interference. Indeed, grandmother. Have a nice day. Certainly. Right, good people, says the Arma. My name is Arma. You can call me Mistress. And
Yes,
you
Mistress.
see
Yes, Mistress.
shaking her head. I am Oka, and you can call me Oka.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Okasama.
Not Sama. I'm not a Sama. I'm just Oka.
Yes, Oka.
And Arma gives him a look that would have fried a lesser man, but I was once like you, Gyomo-san. An honest and humble Buddhist priest. Then I met a man called Togaru and his compatriots, people like Loki Hader and other great heroes. And I made the mistake of being too successful in what I was attempting. I've now become a kami, he says. I'd like to have been a Buddha, but the way these things work out, it doesn't work like that. So be careful, he says. Succeed, yes, but don't succeed too well, because you may suffer the same fate that I have suffered.
Okay, I truly believe that you are on the path that the Buddhas have set for you.
Well, that may well be the case, but it doesn't feel like it. Anyway, my wife and I have been sent to aid you in your training, he says.
Well, I look around at the others. We would be glad to accept training from whoever you suggest we should take it from.
Yes, no, you failed to understand. We will be training.
But I understood that your mother said that would allow the enemy to train his men.
Nishi is not our mother. We call her grandmother because she's so old that she is that ancient, as it were. Careful, husband, says Arma. Remember the last time you offended Nishi? Yes, it took weeks for the scars to heal, he says. Anyway, the deal is this.
Out of character. I understood that they had said that Amaterasu had said that if they trained us directly, then the enemy trained his men directly. Nishi was questioning.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what they said, yes.
Okay, so
That is not something they can do anything about because they've been instructed to train you.
in that case,
Bring on the
I
train
look
then.
at the others encouragingly to say, we will, of course, accept whatever training your mother deems necessary.
I'll nod emphatically.
Look encouragingly at Ite and the other four.
Bowing humbly and nodding emphatically, Gyomo.
Well, the other four are looking gobsmacked and will just agree to almost anything.
I ask politely whether training in Shinten is or Japanese classics is on my list of things to learn because I'm feeling very lost.
Okay, well, what we're going to do is they're going to train you in 3 skills, okay? Doesn't matter what the skill is. So, while I deal with Gyomo, the rest of you might want to consider what it is you want to be trained in.
Okay.
Okay, what would you like to be trained in, Gyomo's hand?
Well, I think it has to be Butsudo. But the question is whether they can train me in Butsudo, and quite possibly not.
Well, Oka can because he was a former Buddhist priest.
Right.
So, what is your Butsudo at the moment?
68. I mean, that's the problem. I'm above the 60 level.
Okay, you concentrate. You take it's essentially a week's training, okay? And you're now a master of Butsudo.
Oh, sorry, 99.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Oh my.
Oh. You just got that just got matrixed into you, like when they learn jiu-jitsu in the Matrix, you just plug a USB chip in for a second, uploaded the information to 99.
Right.
Well,
So
we want to into more, but we can't.
right. So that's a 6 increase in my raw BCS.
Nice. Does that mean you get
0.3.
0.3 in a physical attribute? Yeah.
What was your raw BCS score?
13. It's now 19.
You get 7, so.
7. So that's 0.35.
Yeah, remember, I make you go to a BCS of 20, although it only counts as 19.
Right.
You gain a point of key, a point of sugar, and 20 on.
Sorry, this is a bit of a pain trying to do this in a.
Don't worry,
tablet.
I've written it down, and I'll adjust your sheet for you.
He's doing it. I'm showing it on.
I'm just doing it.
Showing it on stream.
Right. Well, while
And as far as the other two are concerned, I will take the advice of Oka and Ama, because they had instructions from their mistress, and I do not know.
In that case, you can write Shinten.
Thought it was the Shinten.
Do you want me to get it for you, Dave? Is it easier?
If you wouldn't mind, yes.
I
If you
can
could
do, mate, that's no
write
problem.
Shinten in for me.
Yep. Is that bonus?
I don't know.
Is it an FIS?
It's certainly an FIS. Tim, does it count as bonus for me?
Not at the moment, it doesn't know.
Right. So what does my Shinten end up at after effectively weeks training?
75.
75 in the permanent column.
In
Yep.
There you go. You just went up 15 points on your BCS.
And what is the third skill that they recommend?
Do you still hear me?
As far as yes, I didn't hear anything until you said, "Can you still hear me?"
That's all right.
Can you hear me?
No, it's all right. I clicked on your sheet and it didn't want to do anything. So I was just to make sure I hadn't frozen. That was all.
Yeah. Okay. What is the third skill that they would recommend I take? They talked about manners. So
Etiquette.
what would be the best skill for that?
Well, there isn't one as such.
Yeah, but the implication was we'd be having to deal with the book, because am I right in that? Because they talked about the death of the Ronin.
Do you have
Do I have? I'm sorry, you've gone. I can't hear you, Tim, if you're saying anything.
No, I'm not saying anything. No, I was just checking. You don't have any kanji, no.
No, but kanji is something that I was expecting to have to learn for reading.
Yeah, in which case, Armour will teach you kanji in the third week. And again, you get 75%.
Does that go in fine
Right.
arts? Because you don't have a space for it if it does.
It is in fine arts. If you can you highlight the cells from A32 through to M32? So highlight that group of cells from A32 to M32.
Yep.
And then right click on the highlighted group
Yep.
and insert cells, and then it will say shift down, and then select the shift down, and that should insert just that number of cells. Okay, and then if you copy cells B31 to K31 and then paste into B32, that will duplicate katakana and all the formula. You may have to undo that. It looks like you may have cut it.
Yes, let me find undo. How do you undo?
Control Z.
On the top, there should be a.
Control Z.
Okay.
Is it Control Z? Yeah.
Control Z.
Okay. Okay, Katakana's
Yeah.
back. Well
Highlight
done.
cells. Yeah. Highlight cells B31 to K31.
Yeah.
Right click and copy.
Copy.
And then click in B32
Paste.
and Control V. Control V, yes. Paste.
Yeah.
And
So change
then
this to
if you
kanji.
change katakana to kanji,
Yep, and you're permanent to
75.
75. Is it bonus and is it FIS?
It is bonus. It will now be FIS.
There you go.
And unfortunately, you can put after the kanji brackets armor.
Armor.
AMA. Yeah.
Oh, AMA, yeah.
What that means.
That's who taught you.
Yes. What that means is that she taught me above 60, and I'd have to go back to her to take 75 to 99,
Got ya.
or go somewhere else and start again at 60. Is that correct, Tim?
In this instance, that's not correct because this is divine intervention. So
Ah,
basically
right.
you'll have a free choice of school because otherwise that's just too mean and nasty, and I'm not that nasty a games master.
Okie doke. So in that case, if you would get rid of the armor and just leave it as kanji,
Okay.
please.
Done.
Right. So
She just gained 32 points.
well, 30 points.
32,
it's
15
two
on
lots of
Shin, 10 and
15
7.
is-
Oh yeah, 15 and 15, sorry, yeah, it's the raw.
That's 30,
Yeah, 30
which
points.
is effectively 1.5.
1.5 to mental stats.
Right. 27.35 will.
Very nice.
Okay, who
Oh.
wants to be next?
Hang on, Dave, you've done 27,35. I'll fix it for you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Do you want to do someone else next? Because I'm going to run to the bathroom. Who are you doing? Because I'll still bring it up on screen. Who are you doing next, Tim?
Oh, who wants to go next?
How long this is taking? Is this actually 3 weeks of training? Is it?
No, we're getting it. We're getting it like uploaded. We're getting
Well,
3 weeks worth in a.
Essentially, it takes 3 weeks, but how long it's actually taking, you don't know because you're in a magical place.
Basically, they're plugging us into the matrix. Like, here, learn this.
Uploading the info, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, which of Brian and Nick wants to go next?
Well, I'm going to say that although I'm grateful of your generous offer, I would like to decline the offer, please.
Oh.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, Hatsu next then.
Can we use this training to increase an existing?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Well then.
So, which skill would you like to increase, Hatsu-san?
My school of soil.
Okay. What's your school of soil at the moment?
At the moment, 65.
Okay, you master that too. So you've got a raw score of 99.
So change the permanent to 99. Holy crap. Okay.
You get 1 point of key,
Okay.
1 point of Shugendo,
Point of Shigendo, that puts me up to level 3. if I
Oi, check you
remember
out.
it correctly.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's
50.
50 that I have to be at.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it levels. How much on?
okay, well, and 20 on, okay, which you get from skills, not from action.
Okay.
Okay, in that
Okay.
case, put your level up to 3 in the level box.
There we go.
Level 3.
Okay.
And Gyomo was really close as well.
Not close enough.
Roll a d3.
Sec.
Very nice.
Add 3 into the box in row AA that says level 3 hit points.
Mhm. Okay.
And then roll a d10 and put that into the equivalent power box.
Nice roll, Brian. Very nice roll. Very nicely done, mate.
Okay. Anything else with that?
All your level dependent stuff should have gone up automatically.
Yeah.
So your base BCS is now 3 above your raw BCS.
Yeah, it is.
Dave, does it add the into the power total power? Does it add the
Yes.
level bonus automatically?
Yes. What it does is checks the level in your level box in C5. It counts that number of cells on the list of power.
And that's fine. That's fine. Just checking.
Yep.
So that's your first skill. What's your second one?
Shinten.
Okay, like Gyomo, you get 75% in it.
Get this.
Right. Since Ite has declined this training, Oka will say that should you decide to take it up at some point, all you have to do is to go to a shrine and call upon his name.
Okay.
Okay, that's added in.
Right. And the third one?
Pool of Fire.
Ido. Okay. Again, you get 75% in it.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to work out all the other 5, the NPCs will do stuff, and I'll let you know what they've decided once I have. Okay.
Yep.
Right. Ite can get 20 points of iron and a point of Budo for turning down this opportunity, should we call it?
And then we're doing me.
And then we got Tetsu. Sorry, I thought we'd done everybody, but no.
No,
Okay.
we've got me. You'll do Yuko in between sessions, I guess.
Yeah, I'll do those. I mean, I'll let you know what they choose, but they'll choose
Okay.
something that I've got to go away and work out. Okay.
So my first choice is going to be the School of Metal, Kendo.
Okay. Well, you'll master Kendo as well, I would think.
So does that go up to 99?
You got up to 99.
And is it the raw or the base I'm tracking how much I go up by? I went up by 7.
Well, basically, what was your original raw BCS?
It went up from 11 to 19. So it went up 8.
Well, in that case, you get 9 points because it actually counts to 20. So 20 less 11 is 9.
Okay. So that is
Again, like the other two, you get a point of key, a point of Shigendo, and 20 points of on in your skills.
+1 key, +1. Was that +1 Shigendo you said?
Yeah, +1. Yeah. Ite's +20 on goes into actions. Okay.
+20 on.
Yeah.
Where do
Into
I put,
skills.
so that 20 on, where does that go? At the bottom? No. Where's on?
G.
On from
45.
skills. Yes, it goes in. So that goes to 40. I get +1 key. So that goes to 3. +1 Shigendo, so that goes to 29. Okay, and I've got 2 more skills to pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a Temiwaza.
Okay. Right. Armor teaches you this. Okay. So what's your raw score?
My raw is 60. No, raw's BCS is 12, sorry.
No. Your raw score is
Permanent
60.
60, yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, you master that as well then.
99.
Yeah. So you gain 8 points in physical. 0.8 in physical skills.
Let's see. And that's that's a +8 plus a +9 so far.
You gain
Well, no,
another
they're in
point.
two different things.
No, yeah,
Because
it's +9 in mental
your kendo is
and
will,
+8 physical,
and
yeah.
your atemiwaza is physical.
Okay, so I'll do the third one, then I'll add them. So the third one.
Hold on. That's another point of key
Okay. Yep.
and 15 on into skills.
Okay.
And
And
your third one?
the third one, because of what it is and what's going on here, I'm gonna choose Shinten.
Okay, in which case you get 75 in that as well.
Is it a bonus or an FIS?
It's a fizz, but it's not a bonus because you're not a
Okay.
Shinten Gakusho.
And that's +15 on a physical. On a mental.
No, mental.
Yeah.
So in total, you've got +23 BCSs in mental, which would be plus 1.15 on a mental.
And 0.8 to a physical stat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what did I get for the stats increase from all those? That I forgot to put in.
So I get 1.15 on mental and 0.8 on physical, right?
Correct.
That's
So what was your school of soil previously, Hatsu?
65.
65.
Yeah.
So effectively, your raw BCS went up from 13 to 20. Okay, it can't be more than 19, but it's effectively 20 according to Tim. So that's 7 BCS increases.
yeah,
in
15 for
mental.
your shit.
Is there
15 for the Shinten and 15 for the School of Fire, so it's a total of 37 mental.
Is there something happens when your base saving throw goes up? Remind me. Because my strength just increased enough to make my saving throw go up. Doesn't that trigger something?
Right,
Oh.
it should figure through, and it should now be one more than it was.
Yeah, it's just that the saving throw goes up, and that's it. I don't need to add anything else or do anything else.
Oh no, if you put your permanent up, the sheet should calculate everything.
Yeah, and that increases my like encumbrance value and stuff as well automatically when I change my permanent value strength.
Hatsu, you need to copy the formula in cell K38 and then paste it into cell K39. Just Control C, Control.
Well, that was fun. I didn't get level 3 though.
Okay, then
No, I think you copied the value.
I copied the wrong.
Well, Tetsu wouldn't, because unfortunately, of course, he's your second character, a bit like
Yeah.
Ite. And this is the point. Gyomo and Hatsu have survived from the start.
From the
so
start,
they're getting very close.
I'm more than halfway
Well-
at level 3.
Yeah. Whereas Ite and Tetsu, of course, are second characters. And this is the other point: is that if you can learn spells and stuff, Shugenja do get to higher levels quicker. But of course, they're still very fragile because you still only got 15, 20 hit points.
Yeah.
And because your
Okay.
BCS has went up by 37, Hatsu, that gives you 1.85 on a mental attribute. So the permanent.
Which you can split between wit and will because of the way. Right, just so you're aware, those of you who don't know, basically what's happened is the two Kami have used the talent instruct, okay, to teach you, and they've dumped 5 times their spirit rank into you in one go.
Wow.
Which is why you get 75%, assuming you're starting from nothing.
Hmm.
Yes, I could argue that you get to 16 and we should halve a bit, but that's just too complicated.
Yes. We can understand why Gyomo's on the floor, basically. Spirit
Yes.
rank 15.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, that's just the 2 junior ones.
Oh yes. I was addressing Nishi as Nishi-sama from the word go.
Right, and in this instance, Ite can have a hero point. Because we are impressed that you turned down the chance to get super gross training, which is good. I like that as a games master. So a hero point. You can spend a hero point or attempt to do something incredibly dumb and stupid, or to stop somebody else if you wish. It's up to you. And we'll discuss it when you come to spend it.
Okay.
Right, the training finishes. Subjectively, it takes a month, okay? But when you return to the real world, which shocks the hell out of the priests in the Temple of Kwanon, because you appear in the main temple just like that, you find 3 days have gone.
Oh, okay.
So it's now late on the 20th of Yayoi.
Furiously writing notes, yeah. Bear with me.
Oh yeah. I knew this would be, say, quite a shock to you all, but that's the way it goes.
We're late on the 20th of Yoi.
Yes. Well,
Okay,
you went
thank
in
you.
on the 17th, about midday, and you come out late on the 20th. Because each week's training took a day, basically. Now, don't get used to it, because it won't happen very often. But you do, the characters did need some toughening up, which is why I'm impressed that Nick chose to have Ite turn it all down.
I do have a couple of good reasons, to be honest.
Oh, no. It doesn't matter whether you've got good or not, Nick. You chose to do it, that's
Yeah.
fine. which is why you got some reward for doing it.
Well, Quanon would not have wanted this, would have not have let this happen. She not wanted it to be so. And,
Indeed.
Right.
well, I'm going to kind of apologise to the priests for suddenly appearing. Go and say prayers to the Buddha. And thanks for giving me the help to do what she wishes me to do.
You notice that all the junior priests bow deeper than they would have done before you had this. Some of the senior priests bow politely, and the abbot gives you a look that says, well, if I could, I'd put you in the ground, because he's not very happy. But that's just the way it is, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the will of the Buddha. Oh, yeah, all right, sure. Yes.
Well, I don't know if they know what's happened. First thing is I'll say thanks to the Buddha. Then I will ask.
The point is that they are aware that something's happened because you look different.
Jim, during my time in there, would it be possible? Would I have had time to read the Toriumonos I have?
You can certainly try, yes.
Okay.
I've got one as well then, but I'm going to try and read mine if that's what Hatsu's doing. Let me
Right,
just
okay.
remind myself what it is that I've got. Road of Metal.
Was that Road of Metal, was that?
Road of Metal scroll I have, yeah.
Yeah.
What do I roll on to attempt to learn it again? Remind me.
Right, your BCS in the school, the raw BCS in the school, plus your learning rate, plus your level, plus any bonus you get for where you were.
That'll do it.
Yes.
Especially after the little bit of divine intervention, boosting my skill up to 99.
Yeah.
That's raw BCS in the school. 90. Plus your learning, right?
Where's my learning rate?
So my raw BCS in the school is 18.
90.
No, 19.
18.
19.
Add your level,
2, so 21.
add your learning rate.
Is... I can never
Learning
find
rate's in H15.
that. H15.
It should be 2 unless you modified it.
Learning rate is 2, so I'm on 23.
So in the first week you get 20 effect numbers.
Yes.
Okay. You try second week.
2 seconds because I'm writing notes. So that's plus 20, and then another one. 3 effect numbers. Roll the 20. Or is it a fail because I rolled a 20?
Roll again.
9.
Okay, you don't learn anything that week, but you don't make a mess of it.
Okay, so
Okay,
third
try the
week,
third week.
made it by 20.
Right. By the end of the month, you have learnt Road of Metal. You can write it into your spell boxes. You get 4 points of Shigendos, huh? Because it's a knowledge 40 skill spell, you see. So you've just made it in the 3 weeks.
So plus 4 Shigendo. I'm going to put this up here again. And I write it on my spells. Yeah, Road of Metal. Range
Right, according to me, you're on row 79.
Yeah, roll 78.
Anyway, okay, the range is touch.
Touch. Cost
Cost is 4 points per level of spell.
4 per level.
And
Duration?
it lasts 1 d10 detailed turns per level.
Okay.
That my mistakes. It's 1 times level of spell. I was looking at the wrong spell.
Sorry. 1
Well, it
time.
would help if I look at the right. It would help if I look at the right school.
1 per spell level for duration. Okay. Units.
It lasts 1 hour. 1 hour per level of caster.
Oh, duration is 1 hour per level.
And what it does is it increases your armor class versus metal weapons, and your spell defense against Kendo school spells by the level you cast it at.
Okay, and BCS is 19, school is metal, knowledge is 40. Yeah?
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
So, what would Hatsu like to do?
I guess I can only do one of the 3. Because I have 3 scrolls.
Sorry, is his BCS in casting at 9p? Is it not average with his magic BCS?
My BCS for school of metal is rod BCS is 19, base BCS is 21.
Yes, but casting spells are based on your magic BCS.
He's
So
on
your
your
magic- Magic
Sorry.
BCS plus the difference between the knowledge that you have and the knowledge of the spell.
Yeah.
So you get a bonus if it's a simple spell and you're knowledgeable, basically.
So
Yeah.
that means it's not 19,
True.
sorry. What does that make it?
What's your
It's
raw
a
magic
10, isn't it?
BCS?
The raw magic BCS is 19.
No, your magic BCS is in.
Magic capability.
Your magic capability is 46.
Oh, okay.
So your raw
9.
magic BCS is 9. You add your level 11, and then you add another 5 for the difference between what you know in the school, what the school costs, which is 40, and your knowledge in it, which is 99, rounding down.
So it's 16.
16. At the moment, it costs you 16 to cast, less any defenses that might apply, which in this case won't be any because you're casting it on yourself.
So my BCS is 16 for Road of Metal, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Your BCS for the other one will have gone up as well. Any other spells you've already got will have gone up as well. Because your knowledge has gone up.
They have, yeah.
You need to check and see what it is for each of them.
Oh, okay, so my Darts of Metal, it says
If you've
BCS
got
18.
the table, it should work it all out. But if you
Yeah,
haven't
they
got the
have.
table,
They've
that
changed
should work it out.
automatically, so I think they should be right.
Yeah, it should do. I'll check it. Anyway, Brian, what would Hatsu like to learn, or attempt to learn anyway?
Yeah.
Spears against
Sorry,
spirits.
Tetsu, if you copy the formula in cell J77 and paste it into cell 78, it'll do it,
Doesn't quite work properly, Dave. You have to change it
doesn't it?
because it increments all the cell numbers. It'll be looking at the wrong skill. You have to change that reference.
Ah, so there's a reference error. Right, fine.
Right,
Yeah,
okay,
'cause it's
Brian.
points-
Right. Your BCS in the school, plus your level, plus your learning rate.
Yeah, so that's 24.
Okay. Roll against that.
Nice.
Roll again because you're not there yet.
Decent.
One more.
And go for the third one. Okay, you learn Spear Against the Spirits by the end of the month, as it were. Okay. Because you're actually getting a bonus from where you are, which I won't bother calculating too much. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, Spear Against the Spirits.
Okay.
So are we getting a
Right.
month's worth of learning in 3 days as well here? With the scrolls. That's awesome.
Effectively, yes.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Right. The knowledge is 57, okay? The range is very long, which I believe is 10 yards a level? No,
20, I think. It's
20 yards a
per-
level. That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah.
It costs you 7 points of power per level of spell you cast.
Okay.
Sorry, my mistake, 5. I was looking at Spear Against People.
Those 5 points.
And it does 1d10 lethal damage per level of spell to anybody who's got a spirit rank.
Okay.
Okay, if you put that into your where your spells are, it should work, hopefully to work it all out for.
Yeah,
And you get 5.7 points of Shugendo for doing it.
5.7. Okay. We'll remove that one from my list.
Right, now don't remove the Torimono, just tick that you've learnt it, because the
Okay.
Torimono still exists. It doesn't go foot just because it's not like a D&D scroll.
Yeah, someone else can still learn from that now, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I got
They're
my other
actually-
2, but I guess I'll do those later.
oh yes. Well, the point is, if you've been really lucky, you might have learned Spear Against the Spirits in one go. In which case,
Yeah.
you could have learned the second one maybe, but it didn't work out that way.
And that's fine.
Right, as I say, you return and you find 3 days have passed. Okay. And the abbot asks for an explanation because you've just appeared out of nowhere. And what do you say?
Okay, I'll look at Gyomo.
I will explain that I had come to the temple to seek audience with him because of the previous night, and fortunately various kami acting with the permission of Buddha Kwanon about
Roll a
Yes,
d20.
for the
roll.
statue.
Somebody want to roll that for him.
I will pay.
You got it?
Okay. The abbot is quite clearly skeptical of your explanation, but he doesn't
Mhm.
challenge it because it's not the right place or time for that. And he bows politely and walks. Seika, I think his name is, the divination priests, comes up to him, bows to you politely, and hands you a scroll. And he says, "I believe this is for you."
I return the bow politely and inquire as to what it might be and who it's from.
Uh,
If I may ask,
it
I
was
may not,
delivered
I
to
won't.
me. It was delivered to me by a gentleman who doesn't exist, he says. And it has your name on it, so I have not read it. By that, he means it was delivered to him by a ninja.
Yeah.
Righty-ho. Suppose I'd to read it before I say anything else. Okay, I will rather than read it. And I may go boom. Should enter on.
No, I wouldn't do that to you, Dave. Not yet, anyway.
We in Coca, Tim? I think we are, aren't we?
Oh, you're in
We are
Koga.
in, yes.
It is a
We're now in the. Sorry.
It's a scroll of penitence. So.
Right. You'll have to explain that in detail because I'm not up on the magical items.
It's a sacred text, sir.
I assumed it was a sacred text, but I don't know what it does. Presumably, from the description, it helps me overcome sins I may commit. Give my penchant for not doing what the Buddhas expect me to.
Basically, you have to recite the sutras on it for a full day, and then if you make the right BCS roll, all your sins and pollution are cancelled.
Righty-ho.
Get out of karma jail free card, basically.
You can
I have this. I have this penchant for rolling a 20 when trying to
I
summon
know.
a prayer or something, and then
Right,
blowing it on my will saving throw and upsetting the Buddhas.
Yeah, right. It uses all your power for the day, but you can use it on yourself or some other person. It doesn't have to be you.
Yes. Scroll of penitence. I thanked him politely. Sorry, is there an attached message?
No. There is a BCS attached to that. It says the BCS for using texts. So you'll have to look that one up because I'm not sure where it is.
I will have a poke around and see if I can.
No, there was no message, just the request that I deliver this to you when you returned. Which I must admit, he says was a bit surprising because I did know you were missing.
Well, it may well be that the inn where we were staying are concerned about our health.
Oh yes. The innkeeper did send a boy around to find out if you knew where you were. I suggest you return and put their minds to rest.
Okay, I will give the appropriate sum of money to Ite and ask if he wouldn't mind returning to the inn and reassuring the innkeeper that he doesn't sell our spare clothing, etc. We will be back this evening.
Yeah, well, it's only 3 days. They usually give you a bit longer than that.
Yes, but if Ite wouldn't mind, I do need to speak to somebody in the temple about potential problems. Has the temple returned to how we thought it looked the night when I was
Or is it still small?
being questioned?
Well, basically, the temple building has now returned to its proper form, as has the grounds. People are still talking about the dreadful rain that happened 3 days ago, which caused some severe flooding in parts of the town, especially near the river. Never seen anything like it. But what was more embarrassing or worrying was the fact that it turned off like it was a tap. 1 minute it was chucking it with stair rods, the next minute it was not. There's no tailing off or anything. People have put it down to Kami, Buddhas, Kitsune, you name it. There's a theory about it.
Well, we know that.
Okay, does Ite return to your inn?
Yeah.
Okay. You get back. The innkeeper's happy to see you. How much money did Gyomo give you?
I don't know how much it would be, but I gave him 3 silver.
You gave him 3 cents. Okay. In that case, Ite finds that he has 3 spare silver because your bill has been paid.
Okay, well, I'll tell him to hold it and offset it against our future bills.
Okay. You may have a point of honor, sir. Because I thought you might pocket it, but you didn't.
You thought about it, but it is Guillermo's money, and I like Guillermo.
That's fine, that's fine.
He's floundering. He's adrift in a sea of responsibility. Well, I shall. Sorry, has the temple area returned where it was the night of?
Yes, it's returned to what it should be, i.e. what you remember it from being when you went there the first time.
Okay, I must remember to ask next time where the Cherry Temple has been brought from. Might be important. Anyway, I will ask the divination master or priest who I should speak to about potential pollution within the temple the temple grounds.
I would suggest you don't speak to anybody about it, he says. I shall check to make sure there is no pollution, and if I find any, I will let you know.
Okay.
You should be aware that the abbot hasn't been entirely truthful with me, but I'm fairly sure he is under severe pressure to allow something to happen, or perhaps it has happened, which he doesn't agree with.
Yes.
And you notice that the Staker, the priest, is walking towards the exit as you talk quietly, and your troops are following along behind, as it were.
Okay. I will ask if he would be so kind as to arrange for prayers to be said for the souls of the 3 priests who have not returned.
I see. It is that bad, is it? Then by all means I will, he says.
And I will give him 3 silver for that, and ask if in particular he would say prayers for the soul of, which one was it I was told had been taken?
Baku.
Baku, yeah.
Okay, the soul of Baku.
Okay,
Who's
sorry. Okay, as you're reaching the boundary, the gate, okay, a young priest comes running up and says, Saka, you must come, the abbot, he's hung himself.
I am. Well, I shall rush with Sika to where the abbot, to where this guy's taken.
I'm going with anywhere Gyomo goes. I'm not letting him go alone. I will follow Gyomo.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm following too.
You run through the temple. You can see priests looking shocked and running around like headless chickens. And you arrive at the abbot's quarters, right? And indeed, he appears to have thrown a rope, tied a rope to one of the beams, stood on his desk and jumped off it. And he's dead. What?
Hang on a second. This has taken me and Gyomo completely by surprise, and this is not something an abbot would do because, well, will immediately say that we need someone to check for foul play. I cannot believe that someone so close to the Buddhas would do such a thing.
Okay, make a doctor's roll. Make a physician's roll.
Okey-doke. Second. A D20. Oh, for goodness sake. No. Failed by 2.
Okay, you're not sure. He could have done.
Well, I will have a look around and see if there's any evidence of anybody other than us and the abbot involved. I do have tracking. See where it's not very good, but I'll see whether there's any signs that there was anybody here besides the abbot.
Okay, roll against your tracking then.
Made it by 2.
There might have been, but you're not certain.
Okay, well, I'll point to what evidence I have found that looks dubious and ask if they could have someone more skilled than me in the physician's arts and in investigations to come and try and find who has.
Okay, yeah.
And
Hey, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop there because it's a nice cliffhanger. Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
And thank you very much, gents.
Thank you,
That
Tim.
was a bit of a shock, but
Nah, the plot
Right,
thickens and
Nick.
thickens and thickens again, eh? I love it.
Nick, I've got your note in roll 20. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll pick that up next week. Do you want to generate another character?
I do. I do.
You may do. Okay, fair enough. If you do, let me know. If you don't, also let me know. Well, thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you, boys.
Oh, well, that's fair enough, yeah, as I say. And I believe Dylan, is it, joins us next week?
Dylan joins us next week, yes. Can't wait.
Yeah, I say, bit of a shock, but that's the way it goes, isn't it?
It's an interesting one.
Right, just so you are aware, when you get back to your inn, you find a note. Gyomo finds a note from Ite. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Which I would like Nick to actually write and put into his journal, if he can, or send you a private message about what it says. Okay.
Okay.
I will do that before the next session.
Excellent, excellent.
Did I miss something? Has E.T. left us?
Yes.
Well, if you-
I would guess he's probably not comfortable with dealing with Kami and
Yeah.
such like of that level.
Yeah, I think so.
That was the impression I got.
well, I can't say I'm totally surprised, but as I say, that's why I asked Nick if he's generating another character. You see.
Yeah. Okay.
I shall give you some information for Ite, and I'll try and run him separately because he's still part of the group. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much, Tim. It's, you know.
No. The point about it is you are actually still part of the group at the moment. We'll see what happens.
We'll see how that plays out next week, I guess.
Well, I'm not entirely surprised as a games master. A bit that it happened now, but it's what can happen to characters when this sort of thing happens. Some
Yeah.
take it in their stride, some live with it, and some go, no,
No
I don't want
thanks."
anything to do with this. This is beyond my pay grade. Anyway, thank you very much, Nick, for making an interesting situation even more interesting. And thank you, gents, for putting up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, Tim.
See you all next week, guys.
Thanks,
Cheerio,
Tim.
running.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Then